Joining me now is South African native Lara Logan, host of Fox Nation's Lara Logan Has No Agenda. Lara, a lot of Americans aren't really aware of what's happening right now in South Africa. I've traveled there. I've been lucky enough to travel there many times. And I've seen this kind of deterioration over the last really 10 or 12 years since I first, or maybe longer, 15 years since I've been going there. What do we need to know about this?
Well, many South Africans are just shocked at the speed with which this is spreading, Laura, and it's worst in two provinces. One of them is the home province of the former president, Jacob Zuma. And I've been speaking to people there. Food is running low. This has been going on for 5 days. And the stores are burning down. There's no milk. There's no bread. And people are not allowed to have any fuel for their cars. So this is a particularly distressing situation for many, many people there, with so many killed at this point. People are asking, where's the police? Where is the army? And while they are going to deploy more soldiers, there are very worrying reports now of this becoming, of a racial element being introduced into this. There's an Indian community that live just outside of Durban, where Jacob Zuma is from, and there have been a number of reports that are fanning the flames of racial tension and violence there. And what you start to see is some of the echoes of, critical race theory and the woke agenda that have proliferated all over the world. We're paying the price now for big tech and Facebook and all these people who are able to really set the agenda in any country that they want, and where people can spread this message and spread this divisive politics. And South Africa is no exception.
So there's a Marxist element at play here, in other words.
Well, Obama's ambassador to South Africa was a man called Patrick Gaspard. And when Obama's term ended and he came home, he became the president of the Open Society Foundation, George Soros's foundation. Yeah, and I know. But when he was in South Africa, he was very vocal about reparations. He was one of the people who was pushing and encouraging publicly for the South African government to take land away from white people, particularly white farmers, of course. 30,000 white farms in South Africa feed those people, and they feed other people across Southern Africa. And so when you take that land away and it's not used to farm anymore, you starve your people. People saw that in neighboring Zimbabwe. So there is a radical element at play here, and nobody can tell at this point. It's impossible to say how much this is involved. But South African media is very quickly turned to looking at who's driving this and whether there are other forces. And, there are eerily similar echoes here. There's a whole ideology that goes along with open society and all these affinity groups about turning a moment into a mass movement or a revolution. And that's what many people I speak to are looking for.
Lara, thank you for that. We're not going to hear that anywhere else.
CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.